Good Sunday to all of you. I am Ryan once again with Michigan Storm Chasers here for an update video on our lake effect snow. We have an update forecast for you guys. We'll go over that here in a second. I want to kind of walk through day by day here and kind of walk you through the expectations as to how heavy the snow may get and also peak times for certain areas. So first and foremost, if you guys are not aware, we have another lake effect snow event on tap for today, which is Sunday through tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening, maybe Tuesday morning for some places further north. But we have expectations of several more inches here across portions of Michigan. Go ahead and look at the HRRR model. This is a high resolution, short term model that does a pretty good job with lake effect banding. So as we look at this through the morning, we see lake effect snow continuing in the UP, but that will spread further south here as the day gets on. We see some banding taking shape down here in southwest Michigan, perhaps even up in the thumb, Huron County, Sanilac County getting in on the action. But look at how dominant this band is. It's forecasted to be this afternoon. That is going to dump a lot of snow in a little amount of time. So if you guys are driving up there in northern lower or even the UP, expect whiteout conditions in that band if you happen to drive through. It's going to be localized, not going to be widespread. But if you happen to drive through that band, it's going to be very heavy snowfall rates, probably zero visibility at times. Do take your precautions. As that band looks to set up, it's going to stay in place for a few hours. But notice here in southwest Michigan, that snow continues as well, up here in Huron County as well. UP up there too. That's going to continue into the overnight hours tonight. We see some good banding here taking shape as well down here southwest lower. So it's going to be pretty heavy at times up in northern lower in the UP throughout this afternoon and evening, overnight tonight especially. But for southwest Michigan, looks like the heaviest accumulations are going to be for this afternoon and evening, in particular from about 3 p.m. onward toward about that sunset, perhaps after sunset as well. Looking at the accumulation on the model here, we're going to look at the snow totals and how fast they accumulate. So this is current time here at 11 a.m. You're likely going to watch this video a bit later on. So let's go ahead and zoom forward here to noon. We have some accumulation beginning up there in northern lower. Southwest lower is just getting started here around that noon time frame. It'll start picking up here as we get toward that 3 o'clock time frame, especially as we get closer to here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, 5, 6, 7. We see the accumulations up there reaching close to about 6 inches in spots up in northern lower in the UP by around 7 o'clock tonight. Southwest lower has a couple inches, 2, 3 inches on the ground by that time that rolls around. As we get overnight tonight, that will continue to build, and into the morning hours of Monday, that will continue to fall for our areas in southwest lower. So by the time Monday at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning rolls around, here's noon, we're going to have isolated totals here in southwest lower around probably 8 inches plus. Up there in northern lower, the same story. Up in the UP, widespread 8 to 12 plus. Looking at our updated forecast for you guys, we have not posted this on Facebook yet. By the time you watch this, it probably will be. But the overall forecast is updated here this morning. We're going with 9 to 14 inches in pink zones. And then we're also highlighting in yellow hatched areas that locally higher amounts are likely. So if you're in that yellow hatch zone, do expect there to be a potential for overachievement, especially up there in northern lower from like Traverse City, Gaylord, Newberry, up in the UP as well. And now Sault Ste. Marie, that area further east, we have it in a trace to 1 just because models are showing a little bit of a shift more so to the west. And that is because the winds with this particular lake effect event look to set up more so north to south oriented rather than west to east or northwest to southeast. So Sault Ste. Marie may get lucky this time around, but don't be shocked if we see a shift to the more easterly direction. We could definitely get accumulations over there in the eastern UP. We should have highlighted that at a locally higher amount, but this has already been posted to subscribers. We're not going to, make an edit afterwards, but I just want to mention that further east there in the UP, we could get some overachievement in that trace to 1 zone. Further south there, we have that yellow zone going all the way pretty much to the Lenawee County, Jackson County border. And that is because we are not exactly sure how far east these lake effect bands are going to get. It's just going to be really dependent on how today is going to work with the wind direction. That's going to be heavily dependent on how these lake effect bands act. But if you live in a yellow zone, do expect more in the way of accumulations or potential higher accumulations than what we forecasted. Pink zones 9 to 14, dark blue 5 to 9. And it's going to drop off pretty quickly in these bands as they are localized. So the next step down is a 1 to 4 zone in lighter blue. And then other areas in the trace to 1 are going to be basically just snow showers, if not anything at all. We still get some slick spots in those gray areas. Just going to be a matter of if we can get snow showers to last long enough to coat the roadways and perhaps slick things up a little bit. Last thing to mention here in the Huron County, Sanilac County area, the Bad Axe, Port Huron, Port Austin, not Port Huron, but Port Austin, Port Hope areas. We did add a 1 to 4 contour based on the models. I'll go ahead and pull the model back up here for you guys. We'll go ahead and run this model through all 48 hours. Notice up here in Huron County, we got the coating to about 1 to 2 inches, perhaps 3 in spots. But notice how the heavy accumulations are just offshore. If we have a minor shift or deviation in that, that could push some higher totals up there for Huron County. So we're going to watch that closely. But up there in north and eastern Huron and also Sanilac, we could definitely get some accumulation up there with this round of lake effect snowfall. With that being said, shout out to our sponsor, Katz Roofing and Siding, based out of Lansing and Battle Creek areas. They do roofing, siding, gutter, and window needs across South Central Michigan. Feel free to give them a call, 517-485-9886. Number is on your screen there for reference. With that being said, appreciate you guys watching. We'll have an update, perhaps going live later today for coverage of the second lake effect event with many more on the horizon here for us in Michigan. Thanks for watching. You guys stay safe, drive safe. And I want to mention this one more time, drive safe, because these lake effect bands can reduce visibility. We saw multiple pileups and accidents with our first round. We don't want to see that again. So please spread the word, drive safe, be prepared for low visibility in these snow squalls. Stay safe. I'll see you guys later.